Good morning, beauties. I'm here to talk to you about Christ consciousness within you once again. So last time we talked about how each of us is a Christ being living on earth. And the way that happens is that we're actually all multi-dimensional beings. We're living multiple experiences on multiple levels at the same time. And one of those is at the Christ level of consciousness. Another level would be the I am level. So Jesus was a wonderful, perfect example of someone who was living this Christ consciousness on earth. He was an example of pure love, pure joy, peace, and harmony. And he was an example for how we can channel that Christ consciousness through ourselves, our own lives, onto the earth as well. So everyone is an individual Christ on that Christ level of consciousness. And on that level, you are absolutely perfect. And I'm absolutely perfect. Now on the human ego level, not so much, right? So the more that we're able to connect through meditation, through intention, to connect to that Christ consciousness, that part of ourselves that I refer to, or my teaching refers to as Christ, your Christ self, the more you will begin to align with that perfection, and so that it will begin to shine through your life and you'll live in a harmonious fashion. Once we are able to do this, we're able to recognize that everybody else is also a Christ being, even though that perfection is very clouded and covered up by lots of negativity, fear, conflict, and all kinds of other distortion that's part of this duality reality, this matrix reality. So your Christ self does not live inside of duality. It's not part of this distortion or matrix reality. That part of us lives in what I call the free universe, where everything is just love, peace, harmony, and there's no competition and there's nothing like that. Sometimes, and on that level, we are all equal beings. We're all recognize that we're just that spark of the divine, and there's no hierarchy. A lot of times, we succumb to the temptation to think that we're more evolved, a little more spiritual, a little more better than other people, and it may look that way on the human level, on the surface level, but underneath all of those layers of distortion and human ego, they also have a Christ self that is already perfect. So it's not that we need to do anything to become really more perfect. All we need to do is peel away all of the layers of cloudiness that's keeping us from connecting to that perfection and channeling it into our everyday lives. So what's great about this is not only can you channel love and peace and all that wonderful stuff, you can also channel all information and inspiration. So, people, some of the greatest inventors, they've gone into like an alpha zoned out state, meditative state, whatever you want to call it, where they're able to connect to that inner genius, connect to that divine inspiration, and those ideas that are just kind of available to everyone in the ether, and you're able to tune in and channel that inspiration and wisdom and knowledge into your life. So that makes life actually can be very exciting and much more successful by learning to tune in this way. When we're able to tune in and connect to that love, peace, joy, wisdom, and also all the information, inspiration, fun, excitement, all the good stuff in a perfect state, that part of us that's all-knowing, all-perfect, all-wise, and we can really clear out all the barriers that prevents us from channeling that, it can begin to just flow through us into our everyday lives. And we really have that balance between the inner world and the outer world. It's not about going to a cave and meditating for the rest of your life. It's about keeping that constant communion so that even though you're in the world, you're not of the world. So I just wanted to let you know today that you are already perfect, and all you need to do is connect to the perfection of your true self, your Christ self, and channel that into your everyday life. And when that happens, especially on a collective level, we will create heaven on earth. Yay! I'm so inspired, and I hope that I've inspired you to meditate, intend to connect to your Christ self. We're going to be talking more about exactly how to do that in future videos. So stay tuned. I love you all, and have a wonderful, beautiful day. Namaste.